Since Silo Season 1 has introduced one massive book change, the show's Season 2 will have to rewrite a major aspect of Juliette's story. Based on the first book in Hugh Howey's Silo trilogy, Silo Season 1 stays true to the essence of its source material and closely follows its original narrative structure. However, at the same time, the Apple TV Plus sci-fi show also brings several subtle changes to its source material to ensure that its narrative is more suitable for audiovisual storytelling. For instance, in the show, Bernard is a morally ambiguous character almost throughout Season 1's runtime. His motives remain unknown, and it is hard not to wonder whether he supports Juliette or secretly plots against her. In the book, in contrast, Bernard is established as the big bad from the opening moments, which confirms he is both the head of IT and the leading force behind the central silo. Interestingly, Silo Season 1 also alters Juliette and Bernard's story arc in one significant way, paving the way for another major change in Season 2. Bernard trains Lucas to become his successor in Hugh Howey's Silo books. Lucas gradually becomes Bernard's shadow. In Hugh Howey's Wool, Bernard puts his trust in Lucas after Juliette leaves Silo 18. Unaware of his relationship with Juliette, he sets his eyes on Lucas to become his successor in the central silo. He trains him to become his shadow and shows and tells him everything he knows about their world. To Bernard's dismay, little does he realize that Lucas is about to become his biggest traitor. While training to become Bernard's shadow, Lucas secretly keeps in touch with Juliette. After Juliette manages to enter the neighboring Silo 17, she finds a way to establish contact with Lucas. This is when Juliette and Lucas' romantic relationship finally blooms, as Lucas betrays Bernard by telling Juliette everything he learns and knows about Silo 18's inner workings. His revelations eventually help Juliette trigger a revolution in Silo 18 and dethrone its leading forces to finally take control. Unfortunately, Silo Season 2 will not be able to adapt many aspects of this crucial arc. Silo Season 2 cannot repeat Lucas' book story after Season 1. Silo Season 1 drifted too far from the books. Toward Silo Season 1's ending, Bernard learns that Juliette took Lucas' help when she was gradually unfolding Silo 18's secrets. Even though Lucas fails to help her, Bernard is so infuriated after learning about Lucas's relationship with Juliette that he punishes him by sending him to the mines. Since Bernard has already stopped trusting Lucas in Apple TV Plus' Silo, it seems unlikely he will consider bringing him back to work in the IT, let alone appoint him as his successor, since the show has already established that Bernard despises Lucas and would never trust him enough to make him his successor. It cannot recreate Lucas and Juliette's story arc from Wool's ending arc. When it comes to Lucas's story, the Apple TV Plus sci-fi show has seemingly drifted a little too far from its source material, making it impossible for it to adapt the book accurately. However, what is interesting is that the series has already paved the way for a perfect story and character replacement. Robert Sims has better odds of becoming Bernard's shadow in Silo Season 2. Silo Season 1 has set up Robert Sims' promotion. Common as Robert Sims looking serious in the Silo Season 1 finale. Robert Sims is initially portrayed as Bernard's right-hand man who is willing to do whatever it takes to ensure order in Silo 18. However, towards the end of Silo Season 1, he, too, starts questioning Bernard's ways when he realizes that Bernard has been lying to them all this while. Since Bernard seems to trust him more than anyone else in the central silo, he will likely appoint him as his shadow. However, since Sims seemingly lost his faith in Bernard's leadership, he might eventually team up with Juliette in Silo Season 2. This would make him Lucas' perfect replacement. Since Sims already has a loving family, it seems unlikely he will have a romantic relationship with Juliette. It would still be plausible if he stops conforming to Bernard's orders and sets out to help Juliette find the truth in Silo Season 2.